So, welcome to Woodbridge High School. Here we are at with the Barons of Woodbridge versus the Colonia Patriots at Woodbridge High School in high school wrestling. We're going to begin the match at 160 pounds. The weights are decided by a draw before the match, what weight we'll start at. And each match will be 6 minutes long, 3 2-minute periods. The first period, both men will be on their feet, working for a takedown. Second period, one wrestler will have a choice. That's determined by a coin toss at the beginning of the match, whether it's odd or even bouts, that the wrestler gets the choice of top, bottom, neutral, or defer. And then the second wrestler will then have the choice for the third period. So at 160 pounds, we have Michael Torres from Colonia and from Shamir Miles from Woodbridge.
And good afternoon, Joe.
With me is John McCormick to help call.
Not really, just to say hello and thanks for all you do coming out every year to announce this for us, because you are a wrestling guru and you know all about the sport. And even though I wrestled freshman year in high school for a few matches, I don't know much about it.
So a good shot there by Shamir Miles to get the single leg and the 2-point takedown. And quickly, we're back on our feet, and that's a 1-point escape for the Colonia wrestler, who is Torres. So it's 2-1 in favor of Shamir Miles from Woodbridge.
So they tell me both Woodbridge and Colonia beat JFK, and now this is for the bragging rights of the town.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Both teams beat JFK earlier today, and this is for the township championship, I guess we would say.
Yeah, unofficial. But it's official to them when they have bragging rights, because these guys know each other. I'm sure they came up in the Woodbridge wrestling, a lot of them together, so that is more important. The bragging rights is more important than any title, any trophy, any medal. It's the year to say we're better than you.
Let's say a shot there by Torres, and he quickly spins behind for 2, and he takes a 3-2 lead. 34 seconds to go in the period.
So what's your wrestling experience?
So my experience, I wrestled here at Woodbridge High School. I graduated in 1989, and then after I graduated, I spent about 5 years coaching in the Woodbridge Rec Wrestling program.
Okay.
And I've been a lifelong fan.
I guess you followed the Rutgers program for the last couple of years. Our guy Anthony Eschnall was phenomenal.
Yeah, Rutgers a great program, and actually we're going to see Poznansky at 182 later, who is committed to wrestle for Rutgers next year. He is, as Torres works here to close out the period on top 3-2. Just wanted to mention Poznansky won the Beast of the East tournament this year.
Oh, yeah, he's tremendous, yeah.
He previously had taken second and third in that tournament, and he's been second and third in the state tournament and hopes to be first this year. He's got a good shot. Currently ranked first at his weight class, and also he is ranked second in the state as a pound-for-pound wrestler.
And what is his weight class?
182.
Oh, good. So I'll stick around. Oh, no, they got a forfeit. They just said Woodbridge is going to forfeit.
Woodbridge is most likely going to forfeit to him.
Darn. I wanted to see him.
So the Colonia wrestler starts on top. Off the whistle, he gets a nice tight waist there. Now he switches off to a half Nelson and a wrist. Shamir Miles looking to come up from the bottom. Gets his hands control. He wants to get his hips low, but Torres takes him back down to the mat.
This tri-meet is perfect for us. We can get every kid on TV once just by coming here on a Saturday morning, and everybody has 2 matches.
And there's a quick turn for Torres, and you see the referee counting. Counts 2 will be 2 back points. Anything 5 or more is 3. But there's a fall for Colonia. So Torres with the pin with 1:24 remaining in the second period.
I hope he's not hurt.
So the pin is worth, the referee will take a look here. We have a wrestler down. But just to recap the scoring, pins are worth 16 points. A forfeit also 16 points.
16.
team
I
points.
thought you were saying,
I'm sorry about that. Let
when
me be
did
clear.
it become 16 points?
16 points.
16 points.
So that fall there is worth 6 with a 6-0 lead for Colonia in the team
Well,
score.
we hope he's okay. He looks like a limp on a...
Yeah, he's got a little ankle maybe.
Yeah.
The tech fall, which is 15 points or more, and the match will be stopped, is 15 points. Major decision, a decision by 8 points or more is worth 4 in the team score, and any decision of 8 points or less, a difference is worth 3 in the team score. So we'll move up to 170. And at 170, we have Carmen Panulo from Woodbridge. And Jake Cianson. Okay, so Tyler Job. I'm glad I got the right name there. So Tyler Job from Woodbridge and Cianson from Colonia. And Job gets the quick 2-point takedown and for the 2-0 lead. Not too much control right now. You see Cianson trying to get up from the bottom. Nice crossface fight by Tyler Job. He's going to try to lock up with this knee and get a cradle. Switches off the cradle, and Cianson turns out and gets 1. So 2-1 in favor of Woodbridge in this match. We'll see a lot of this head and arm, inside control fighting on our feet. Each wrestler wants to try to get the inside control to take a good, clean shot that can't be blocked.
What are the team records coming in, do you know?
I am not sure of the team records coming in. I'm sorry. And that information was not given to me. So, 53 seconds ago, as we have the wrestlers both looking for an opening for a takedown. 2-1 lead for Woodbridge in this first period. And a quick drop of the level and a low shot on the ankle for Job. And 36 seconds, he's going to try to work up and get the 2 points for control. And there's the 2-point takedown. Good job of securing the 2. But Cianson is not giving in. You see he's not flattening out. He's trying to stay up and get out of this position. So working across is Job on the crossface. And now watch to see if he gets this crossface to the ankle. To the right knee and locks up a cradle here. And he locks that cradle up. Now get to that side and pull it back. 1 second left to go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so the referee says it's only a 1 count. He needs a 2 count for the near fall, so there's no near fall points there. Score 4-1. Woodbridge has choice in this period, and he chooses bottom. Most often, you see the choice of bottom because there are more ways to score from the bottom. You get up to your feet for a 1-point escape, a 2-point reversal, whereas from the top, you can only score by turning somebody to their back. There's a quick locked hands, but I don't think the referee didn't call it.
He's lucky that time went out when it did. He was getting close.
Yeah, and then there's a quick 2-point reversal for Job from Woodbridge, and now he's going to work back to that cradle again that he had locked up at the end of the period. You see he's got a real tight crossface. He's going to try to run this head to the knee or the knee to the head, one or the other. He's got that lock now. Now, if he can high leg over with his left leg or hip it back, but Cianson breaks the lock and the cradle's gone. So Job will have to come back on top. Oh, and Cianson gets 1 for the escape, 6-2 in favor of Woodbridge. 1:09 to go in the second period. And nice shot by Cianson, but he doesn't finish it. He gets stopped short by a good sprawl on the part of Job. And Job takes a shot from far away, kind of ill-advised there. And you could see that. Cianson takes advantage of that, sprawls and spins behind for 2. 6-4 in favor of Woodbridge with Cianson on top. Gets a little out of whack there and comes out in front. And no change yet. They're out of bounds. And that's a 2-point reversal for Woodbridge as they go out of bounds because Woodbridge established control before going out. So that will make the score 8-4, I believe. I didn't see a score change up there. There it is. And now you see this hard crossfaces there by Tyler Job, and he's going to try to get this head to the knee, but just not there. Cianson toughing it out and not getting cradled again. 20 seconds. There's another hard cross face. He's going to try to flatten him out here. Ciencen's doing a good job of staying on his feet. And there you go. Job gets him down to the mat. Now he's going to try to flatten him out here. 6 seconds to go, and they're on the edge. 2, and I think our clock's going to run out here. So now we go to the third period. Colonia has choice for the third period. Looks to the bench, and the bench says go down. So I'll start on the bottom, down 4 points, 8-4 in the third period. Off the whistle, there's a cross. Once again, Job is back on that cross face, and Ciencen is back on his feet trying to get out. Job, good job with the ankle, bringing him back to the mat, and now he's back on that cradle again. He's going to want to force that. Now he's got the double cross face, and he then switches back around, locks up a cradle, and now he's got that cradle nice where he wants it on the edge. He's inbounds, and there's a fall. 1:30 to go in the third period. And Tyler Job delivers the fall to even the score at 6-6. So 170 after 2 matches. Now at 182, here we have John Poznansky. And Poznansky's going to come out for a forfeit. Oh, no. So Poznansky is going to have a match here at 182.
This is what everybody paid to see, even though no one paid to see it. Well, did they charge coming in? I didn't even notice.
I'm not sure.
I don't think they did.
So quick takedown, single leg by Poznansky. There's a 2-point takedown. And quickly lets him back up, and maybe he's going to try to work some takedowns here. And there's a quick throw, a lateral drop that he uses to get behind.
What's the name of the Woodbridge kid?
The Woodbridge wrestler is Radwan Dahan.
Give him credit. He didn't have to come out. He did go against the guy.
There's a potentially dangerous. So when your referee puts one hand behind his head like that, they'll stop the action because someone could get hurt, but there's no penalty points involved.
Yeah, I guess it's all about the neck, the position the neck was in, right?
Yeah. So 4-1 lead for Poznansky. He's got the you see he's with the wrist control on the bottom, and that's a big part of his match. He uses a claw there to spin Dwan to his back, and now he's in a good pinning position here. Poznansky, he's going to get those hips down. He's going to get the head up, and there's the pin. With 58 seconds left in the first period, Poznansky adds another pin. That's another 6 points for Colonia. 12-6. Colonia over Woodbridge.
I tell you, I give that young man a lot of credit. They said they were going to forfeit, so they didn't have to put somebody out there, but they did. And he's going against the state, almost the state champ, you know, and he toughed it out.
Yeah, you got to admire that, you know. So at 195, we have Radwan Dahan from Woodbridge, and from Colonia, we have Muhammad Saad. I'm not sure if I got the right name there.
Probably.
This could be Massino Rivituso. I'm not sure. At 195. Let's go with Massino Rivituso at 195.
Well, I've got a day of events. I just wanted to stop down and thank you for doing this every single year. You do it, and I'm glad you do, because it would have no value to our viewers or the people who love wrestling to have anybody like us calling this match. You know what you're talking about, and it shows. So thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you, John, and have a good day.
You too.
So, shot by Radwan. So that's a takedown as we say goodbye to John McCormick. That would be, it's a 2-0 for Colonia with the takedown, but he quickly gets himself in a bad position and reversed, and 2 back points. So we got a 2-point reversal and a 2-point back point for Radwan Dahan against Rivituso. So Rivituso on the bottom. quickly up. Radwan doing a good job staying on top. 4-2 lead. So good job flattening out Rivituso for Radwan. He's got a good wrist ride there. He's going to try to roll those wrists under, but he abandons that. Rivituso comes to his feet, tries for a Granby roll, and gets a 1-point escape, 4-3 for Woodbridge. And we're back neutral with 8 seconds left. And the time runs out there in the first period, so a 4-3 match in favor of Woodbridge. Radwan has choice, and he picks bottom. We'll start from the bottom, attempt to score some points. Now, right up from the bottom, Rivituso follows out to this edge and manages to maintain control. We'll get set again. A quick off the bottom and a quick to stop is Rivituso as he tries to chop this arm and control. Good hand control by Radwan. And Rivituso trying to control him on the bottom, but Radwan doing a good job. He's on the edge, no escape. 1:35 to go in the second period, and we'll get reset again in the center. Oh, no whistle. There's a caution on the bottom wrestler for starting early. 2 cautions before there's a point awarded. So quick off the bottom, locked hands by Rivituso, and brings him back to the mat, and Radwan Dohan is still trying to work up off the bottom. 1:22 to go in the second period. Back to his hips. He's working on the lock. He's going to try to step and turn. Rivituso with a good job of bringing him back to the mat. 1:09 to go in the second period as Rivituso is attempting to flatten Radwan Dahan out, but Radwan is not getting, he won't get flattened out, but he cannot turn in. So that's a stall warning for the Colonia wrestler because he is not bringing the wrestler that's on his feet back to the mat or attempting to within the allotted time. I believe it's a 5-second count. So 57 seconds to go in the second period. We'll reset. So the Colonia wrestler gave up a 1-point escape to come back on his feet. So it's 5-3. And quick shot by Radwan Dahan. And he gets the double grapevine and right to his back. And there's a pin. With 45 seconds left in the second period, Radwan Dahan with another pin. And the score is 12-12, tied up here after 195. As we move up to 220 for Woodbridge, we have Andrew Nesbitt. And for Colonia, we have Tyson Miner.
220 for the Patriots, Tyson Miner. For the Barons, Andre Nesbitt.
So off the whistle, we get Tyson Miner taking a step forward as Nesbitt meets him and locks up with the head and arm. He pushes the lock off his head as he comes back to the center. A little shot there. He's on a single. He's got it locked up, but it switches off to the other single, does Nesbitt. He's got it locked on that single. He needs to drive forward and come up. He's got his head caught in the middle, which would be better to get to the outside, but he manages to stay on top as Nesbitt turns in. I'm sorry, Nesbitt gets the takedown as Miner turned in. He's got that on top. He's trying to work. Oh, there it is, an arm bar. Now he will try to thread this around the back. And he's going to try to now run this around and expose Minor's back. And no counting from the referee yet, so he's not past the point. Now Minor's on his back. He's getting the back points, says Nesbitt. He's got to settle his way back and roll back towards where he was, but it looks like that's a 2-point near fall that was counted off. So 4-0 for Nesbitt. And Nesbitt rolls Minor over. He's now got another arm barred on this side. He's trying to work it across the back. Watch the referee will watch carefully to make sure that it remains straight across the back and not a potentially dangerous move. And Nesbitt's going to come around and try that same move again that he just did to put Minor on his back, and there it is again. Now he's going to try to lift that head as time runs out, but he gets another 3-point near fall with the time running out to take his lead 7-0 into the second period. Colonia has choice, and Colonia chooses top, as he wasn't able to do much from the bottom, Minor. So Nesbitt will get set. Minor comes on top, and off the whistle, he looks for the cradle. Nesbitt reaches back for the head. Now he rolls Minor out in front of him as Minor tries to work something else, but quickly Nesbitt rolls him over to his back. He gets a 2-point reversal. There were at least 2 counts of the back points there. So it's a 2-point reversal, 2-point back points, and that's an 11-0 lead for Nesbitt over Minor. And now he's back on that not a power half. He's back on the arm bar and trying to turn Minor again. 1:15 to go in the second period, and Nesbitt is getting closer to working for the pin here. If he can lift that far arm towards him, he would go a long way towards it. The referee holding 3 points for a near fall. And there, with the lock broken, that's 3 points. It's 14-0 now. So now technical fall is 15 points. If Nesbitt scores any points without Minor scoring anything, the match is going to be stopped for a tech fall. So we're out of bounds, 37 seconds to go, 14-0 for Nesbitt. And we got a little bit of an injury timeout here for Minor. And we'll take a quick break. Okay, we're back from our injury timeout. We're getting set here now. Nesbitt on top, Minor on the bottom. 14-0 with 37 seconds to go in the second period. They get set off the whistle. Nesbitt Minor starts to come up, faces Nesbitt. Nesbitt is trying to lock on the body, and he does that, and now he's getting back points. Let's see, we're on the edge, and we see the Woodbridge wrestlers waiting to see if there were any back points called. I believe we're questioning whether or not there were any back points. And after the questioning, so 22 seconds left, no back points on the edge, and we're back to the same starting position. Minor on the bottom, Nesbitt on top. Minor stays on top with the ride. Bulldogs at left leg. He's looking like maybe he's sort of got a spiral ride, but he just pulls Minor over on his back. And this is going to be the match, whether there's a pin or not here with the counting of the referee there. And time runs out. There's a 2-point near fall, and that makes it 16-0 in favor of Nesbitt, the winner by tech fall. And that makes the team score 17-12 in favor of Woodbridge. And now we're going to move up to heavyweight. Heavyweight for Colonia, we have Stephen Daramola.
For the Patriots, Jason Ditzel.
Sorry, that's Jason Ditzel.
For the Barons, Stephen Daramola.
So we have Stephen Daramola is Woodbridge and Jason Ditzel from Colonia. So here we are, heavyweights. And a slower pace and more deliberate in the heavier weight classes, as you could see. And quickly, there's a quick takedown by Daramola for 2. And you can see that the weight disparity is a lot here at heavyweight, much more than the other heavyweight, other weight classes. So a half Nelson there for Daramola puts Ditzel to his back, and there's a fall with 1:25 left in the first period. So we have another fall here, and 23-12 now is the score for Woodbridge as Daramola gets the win. So now we'll flip over to 106. At 106 pounds, we have Anthony Gonzalez from Woodbridge and Joe Carrascio from Colonia. So here we are with the little guys. We'll see a lot more pace and quickness here as we flip over from the... it's a potentially dangerous call there. I'm not sure what the warning was, but we're going to take a quick break for blood time. So we're back from blood time. It's still 0-0. And here we are. Anthony Gonzalez from Woodbridge, Joe Carrascio from Colonia. Trying for the shot, Gonzalez is, but Carrascio with a good job of controlling the head. Looks like he's trying to throw, trying for a throw. Now he's got a front headlock and an arm, underhook. Carrascio, see if he can use that. And they go out of bounds, no change. As Carrascio looked like he was getting closer to the takedown, but 1:25 to go in the first period. We'll get set, and there we go again. And Gonzalez, side-to-side movement, comes forward. Now, there's 1 point green for an illegal, I think it was for a head slap, I believe. So now it's 1-0 for Colonia based on the penalty point, and we'll get reset. 1:18 to go. So Carrascio comes forward. He's on that head. And as he gets low, Gonzalez spins behind, but Carrascio catches that leg as he tries to get behind. And then turns in, and Carrascio controls him for the 2. Gonzalez sits out. Good arm control with the 2-on-1 by Carrascio. And he's going to try to keep him down on the mat. Now I see a crossface, which Gonzalez turned out of, and now he's going to try to chin him back here. There's a quick count, but not enough for 2 as they go out of bounds. 35 seconds to go. Woodbridge coach yelling at Gonzalez to get that hand control off the mat. That's really a big thing on the bottom. If you get that hand control, it's a big start towards getting out. So Gonzalez quick with the sit-out turn in. Still no hand control, but he is trying to reach back for the head. He comes to his feet, and now back on the head, but Gonzalez gets a 2-point reversal, and then Carosio stands up for an escape. 15.4 seconds left to go, and it's a 4-2 match in favor of Carosio of Colonia. 14 seconds to go. We're on our feet. Head and arm tie up with Gonzalez, but not really sure what takedown he's trying to work here. Carosio seems like he's fond of the front headlock as the time runs out. So Colonia's choice this period, Colonia will defer, and the choice goes to Woodbridge. Woodbridge has the choice. He will pick the bottom, which is the most common just because of that opportunity to score points there. Off the whistle, straight up, comes Gonzalez, and he's brought right back to the mat by Carosio. Now he sits out, and Carosio tries to chin him back, but he turns, and now he's got a half, which he's trying to use to turn Gonzalez. Gonzalez is too tough to fight out of that. And on the edge, the referee calls them out of bounds, and we'll reset. 1:36 to go in the second period. Score is 4-2 in favor of Joe Carosio from Colonia. Gonzalez quick to his feet, locked hands by Carosio, brings him back to the mat. Now he's going to try to chin that back again, and Gonzalez too tough again for that. Turns in. Now he's got a half and wrist, does Carosio. He's going to try to run that around the head. Gonzalez fighting hard out of that half. Now Carosio switches off to the opposite side. He's got two legs in now, which is a nice ride for him in this situation. And now he's going to try to sink that half deeper. Well, with the legs in, he may come under both arms and pull him forward. You see him flattening Gonzalez out. This is a really tough ride here. 50 seconds to go in the second period. He's got the half. Yeah, which Gonzalez peeled off the head, and they go out of bounds. 39.5 to go. Still 4-2 for Carosio. Gonzalez on the bottom, trying to score. Off the whistle, Gonzalez to his feet. Still no hand control. Now he looks for the hands, lowers his hips, but Carosio brings him back to the mat and throws the half again. He's going to go reach out for that half and wrist, and he's going to try to run it around this side. Really tough ride here, and Gonzalez doing a heck of a job fighting it off. Carosio getting closer to that turn, and the referee calls potentially dangerous, as the Colonia coaches are a little upset by the stoppage. They didn't feel it was potentially dangerous. So 12 seconds left here in the second period. And off the whistle again. Quick switch off to a cradle there by Carosio. And 3 seconds to go. He's got him on his back. He's going to get at least maybe a couple of... He's got 2 back points there with that nice quick cradle as time runs out. And the score is 6-2 in favor of Colonia. And Joe Carosio has choice. He chooses bottom. The Woodbridge wrestler elects to give Carosio 1 and come to his feet. So it's now 7-2 should be the score in favor of Colonia. They gave the point to the wrong person on the scoreboard. 1:49 to go. Carosio in deep on a shot and manages to get the 2 points. Now it should be, score reads 8-3, but it should be 9-2. And potential, that's a 1 point for red due to an illegal hold for Colonia. I didn't see the illegal hold. Might have been a full Nelson, I'm not sure. So the score is now 9-3, and I think it's correct as is. They've corrected that scoring from earlier. And once again, Gonzalez comes up and Carosio brings it back down, and he's back on that half. He is going to run that half until he can't. And now he's now getting back points. And that's a real tough position. Now it's switched over to a guillotine. And there's the fall. Big pin for Carosio in the third period, 1:10 remaining. Our team score is now 23-18 for Woodbridge as we move up to 113. So at 113 for Woodbridge, we have Jason Tran.
For the Barons, Jason Tran.
And from Colonia, we have Dylan Harvitt. So off the whistle. So Harvitt starting out very low. And just touching the head, looking for a setup. Harvat, head, lowers his level and shoots, and quickly gets a 2-point takedown. Now tight waist, and now he's going to try to control the wrist, I guess. He's out to the side with a half. And now he's got a cradle locked up, and he's almost got Tran to his back. He's trying to work that crossface. He's got to get that right leg back, though, as you see Tran reaches back and's got his leg, which is a little tougher position. But he's using that to run a half, and you can see that's a real tough position here. No back points yet, but he's got the leg. And he's got the power half, and now he's in a real tough position here, Tran is. Now, if he could dip that shoulder down, there it is. Harvat could come out with a pin here. 49 seconds ago, it's a tough position here. He's got to get his head up, but good job by Tran rolling through and getting out of that. Still control for Colonia, 5-0. He's got the 3-point near fall, and as long as he's got that lock, there's no change. So stalemate called as nobody can advance their position. Woodbridge is still down. The Woodbridge coach doesn't like the call, but I understood it. The lock remained, so the Colonia wrestler kept control. So off the whistle is a tight waist by Harvat. And reaches up for the half. You can see he's got using those long limbs. And now he's walking that around the head. He'd be better off to settle back and throw a half here than he would to try to run this around. But who am I to tell him what to do? So if Harvat can step across and sit through, time runs out. So no back points there. Choice goes to Woodbridge. Woodbridge chooses neutral. 2 minutes to go in the second period. 5-0 in favor of Harvat from Colonia. So we're back on our feet. Harvat takes a shot. He's in on the single. And he's going to pull that closer, steps up. If he could finish that away from his head, he's going to right. Now he's locked back on the leg. Tran does a good job of spinning behind and getting two out of that tough position. So Harvat now coming up from the bottom with hand control. Tran trying to cross face and trying to work a cradle here. But he rolls it through and his back is exposed. 2-point reversal and a pin for Harvat on the ill-advised roll-through cradle by Tran. There's a quick pin by Harvat, and that'll give the lead 24-23 to Colonia as they celebrate. So exciting match there. 120, we move up to Alex Irizarry.
For the Barons, Alexis Irizarry.
Alex Irizarry will take a forfeit at 120 for Woodbridge. And then we'll bump up to 126. At 126.
126 for the Patriots, Michael Testa.
So we have Michael Testa at 126 and Anthony Zucchino from Woodbridge. at 126. So team score 29-24 in favor of the Barons as we move up to the 126-pound weight class. So Zucchino taps the head and shoots for the shot. Quick takedown off the single, and we not letting go of the head. There's a quick pin. Zucchino with an 18-second pin over Testa. And a big win for Woodbridge there at 126. Team score now 35-24. We go up to 132. 132 for...
132 for the Patriots, Hussein. Sikander for the Barons, Jacob Torres.
So we have Hasnin Sikander at 126. And Jacob Torres from Woodbridge. This is, 132 would be the weight class as we go quickly out of bounds off the whistle. So now we have a little bit of hand fighting here as Sikander seems to be the aggressor, but they go out of bounds. No change. Off the whistle, Sikander comes forward. And Torres with the double underhooks looks to step through, and I guess he's looking for throw here, but nothing doing as Sikander drops to a single, but isn't able to keep it. It's that front headlock there that's really working for Torres. But looks like maybe he's trying to spin behind. I can't tell with the front headlock. He's trying to drag Sikander down to the mat, which he finally does. And now he's going to spin behind off the lock, but nothing doing. Sikander is able to face Torres, and we're still 0-0. Both wrestlers working for inside control here, but Sikander backing up as Torres comes forward. Torres gets his leg shot on, but they're out of bounds. 37 seconds to go in the first period, no score. Up on the head is Sikander. Torres comes forward. Sikander takes a weak shot. Both wrestlers trying to control the head. Well, it looks like Torres is more wrist control, and Sikander's trying to control the head. He's in on a double, but he sits out and really allows Torres to take him down right to his back. There's a 2-point takedown for Torres, but I don't see any back points coming. I don't think the referee counted enough. And time runs out, 2-0. Colonia gets choice in this period. Colonia defers the choice to Woodbridge, and Woodbridge chooses down. So 2-0 for Woodbridge. Torres gets set. And up to his feet comes Torres. Sikander brings him back down and tries to step over. He controls him as they're on the edge, but Torres comes in front and faces him and turns that into a 2-point reversal as he stays on the body and moves up. Now he's got a wrist. He's going to work that for a arm bar across the back maybe. Or now he's just going to keep the wrist control and maybe throw a half. So 4-0 in favor of Torres. If he gets off his knees, he'd be a lot better off right here. He's controlling Sikander, but he's not putting his full weight on him. He's staying behind in your arm, which is probably better for him. Now he's going to try to lock that up with an arm bar again. He's got a bar and wrist here. Now he's got just the bar. He's going to try to run that bar across. 59 seconds to go. Torres working on top. He's trying to keep Sikander flat, which is good. Now he's throwing that from the wrong side there. And he's going to try to jump to that side with the half, but Sikander does a good job defending it. But on a roll through, looks like there was a quick 2 count, and yes, Torres of Woodbridge gets the 2 count there, and then also managed to step through and bring Sikander back to the mat. 32 seconds to go. Now he's got that arm through the crotch, which is going to help him try to turn Sikander. No, now he's just got the leg. He's got to get his hands and legs in control at the same time Torres does. Gets settled back here, but no. You got the back, and there's a 2-point reversal for Sikander, and it's 6-2 for Sikander. Referee whistle is blown for, I believe, blood time. So we'll take a quick break here with the blood time. Okay, so we're back from blood time. Score is 6-2 in favor of Torres of Woodbridge, who's on the bottom. Sakari on top. And lift and dump, and the period is over. Colonia has choice in the third period. He is going to choose bottom. So 6-2. And Sikander on the bottom. He needs 4 points to tie it up here. He gets to his feet, turns and faces for 1, 6-3. And we're back on our feet. So 1:50 to go in the third period of this match. 6-3, Woodbridge ahead. And really anybody's match here if they want it. So quick shot by Sikander. Sikander on the edge and lifts and dumps and no. Cannot establish control on the edge, and they go out of bounds. 1:37 to go. Still 6-3 for Woodbridge. Off the whistle. Nobody takes a step forward. Lower the level for the Woodbridge wrestler, Torres. He's in on the leg and manages to come out the back door, and there's a 2-point takedown, and now he's back on that half Nelson and looking for a pin here. He's got him flat now. If he gets his head up here, it'll be helping him a little bit. And there's the fall. 1:14 to go in the third period for the pin. That's going to make the score 41-24 in favor of Woodbridge as we move up to 138. At 138, we have Vincent Diaz from Colonia.
138 for the Patriots. Vincent Diaz.
And from Woodbridge, we have Nick DeLauro. Nick DeLauro is 8-6 on the season. I happen to have his record here. So off the whistle, a little quicker action here. See DeLauro right on the head. And he's looking to control that head for a shot, I'm assuming. So Diaz leaving that head control. Looks like DeLauro's in a good position here for himself, and just not sure what takedown he's working for off the head there. Now he's working the far away tie here with the wrist control. Now both wrestlers back up. DeLauro quick in on the shot. And no control yet, but DeLauro's in a good situation here. If he can control the hips, and he instead goes up for the head, they call that a 2-point takedown there. He is a little far out in front, but he's got the 2, and now I think he's locking up a cradle here, DeLauro. He's going to try to get to this side of the mat where he has the lock. And he rolled through that cradle and was able to get a couple of back points. So 2 back points on the roll-through cradle. So 4-0 for DeLauro as they come up to their feet. Good job there bringing them back to the mat as Diaz was fighting hard to get out. 33 seconds to go, 4-0 for Woodbridge. So DeLauro will get set on top. Diaz quickly comes up. DeLauro controls the hips. He's got an arm. Looks like he's got the arm control, but Diaz reaches down for the hands. Now he's got the arm. He's barring that arm up on the left side, and he's now going to try to run that bar around the head. He did a good job pulling that across his body to help, but Diaz doing a heck of a job fighting out off his back. 1 second to go. And the referee counts for 2 back points. So DeLauro extends the lead to 6-0 at the end of the first period. Woodbridge has choice, and he takes neutral to start the second period. So 6-0, DeLauro takes a step back. He's on the outside of the elbow. I think he wants to get inside there. He's shakes off the head control. Diaz working off the head. As he reaches for the head, DeLauro goes low for a shot. Then Diaz takes his own low shot, comes in and gets a 2-point takedown. So 6-2 in favor of Woodbridge. Diaz on top. He's down by 4 in the second period. DeLauro's got his head on the mat. He needs to get that head up and work up. He's reaching back for that leg. He stands and turns. Diaz tries to lift him back to the mat. Can't do it. DeLauro faces, and we got some loose tape on the mat that we got a whistle for. So it's 7-2 now with the escape. DeLauro back to the feet. And attempted a shot by Diaz, stopped and tried to turn behind was DeLauro. He's got the underhook, which he then drops down for the single, and he's keeping that single as he's got that leg. Diaz is trying to get behind, but DeLauro does a good job of keeping that leg and managing to get the 2. 37 seconds to go here. He's holding 3 back points, I believe. Referee calls a legal hold by Woodbridge. That's a 1 point for Colonia. So 9-3 is the score for Woodbridge with the penalty point. And DeLauro will be on top. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Off the whistle, Diaz comes to his feet. DeLauro on the 2-on-1, tries to bring him back down. He's still on the 2-on-1, trying to lift and dump him. And now he slides him back as he maintains control and gets behind. Diaz reaching back for the leg. Probably not what he wants to do here, but he seems to be a stronger wrestler, so he thinks he could power his way through it. See, DeLauro's on the wrist and arm, and he's just maintaining control as the time runs out. So 9-3 in favor of Woodbridge. It's Colonia's choice, and Diaz of Colonia picks neutral. So he needs to make up 6 points here. 2 minutes to go. And see, Diaz reaches for that head. DeLauro comes with the underhook and the inside control, but Diaz steps inside of that for a takedown, and there's 2-point takedown for Diaz, and now it's 9-5. He's within 4. And DeLauro, locked on that leg, is trying to turn and face him, but he can't do it. So 9-5, 1:29 to go. Now Diaz throws a half, but DeLauro chops down on that side. He's not giving anything away there. And sit out and attempt at a switch there by DeLauro, but shut down. Head on the mat for DeLauro. You'd be better off to be coming up and keeping some hand control. 1:05 to go. Diaz really needs something big. And now he's looking a little bit in trouble of staying in control. He's lifting and turning behind. And he's doing a lot of work here just to stay in control. Although now he's in a position where DeLauro might have his back exposed. He's got a cradle locked up. Now, the referee, I believe, has counted 2. He's holding 2 back points there. And so there's the 2. So it's 9-7 now, 26 seconds to go. Diaz is up by 2, and DeLauro's hanging on to that slim lead as they go out of bounds. So 19.7 seconds left. You got Diaz on top, DeLauro on bottom, up by 2. And Diaz needs a turn. Off the whistle, DeLauro plants his hands. Diaz reaches across for the wrist. Now he's locked up on the hands. 9 seconds to go. DeLauro comes up. Now DeLauro quickly goes to the mat, and that's a 1-point locking hands against Diaz. As DeLauro makes the smart move and quickly goes to the mat as he feels those hands lock. So 10-7 in favor of DeLauro. 3 seconds to go. Looks like we're going to run the clock out here. It's a quick caution on green for the false start there. So off the whistle, DeLauro plays out, and there's the time runs out. So that's a 3-point decision. Hard-fought match for DeLauro there. It's going to make the team score 44-24 in favor of Woodbridge as we move up to 138. At 145. 145, we have John Kubis from Woodbridge. And Jabril Abdullah from Colonia. So Kubis blocks the shot by Abdullah. Abdullah on the front headlock, switches off that. And then staying on, looks like not much, a crossface. Kubis almost takes him down. Each guy's got a leg now. Now Abdullah gets the leg and uses it for a takedown. So 2-0 Colonia. Kubis in a scramble here on the edge of the mat, and no change as they go out of bounds. 1:24 to go in the first period. Kubis gets set. He comes up to his feet, turns and faces, and quickly gets a 1. So 2-1 now, Colonia. Kubis reaching for the head, looking for the head, maybe a head tap and shot. Little hand fighting here for position. Kubis working the one-on-one and works it into a single that he can't keep. Now he uses a head and arm here to throw Abdullah right to his back. 48 seconds ago, he's got Abdullah in a really tough situation here. And let's see if he can finish it up. He's got that head and arm tight. And there he is. He squeezes it tight, and Kubis gets the fall. 35.5 seconds left in the first period. And that's our 145-pound match. So the team score is now 50-24 in favor of Woodbridge. They've locked up the team score. And we move up to our final weight of 152.
152 for the Patriots, Kenny Shinsky. For the Barons, Gus D. Oliveira.
So Colonia, Woodbridge, last match, 152 here. We have Shinsky versus name I can't make out. We got a bad problem here on the sheet. So deep shot there by Colonia, but it's countered. by Woodbridge. Good hard whizzer here by the Woodbridge wrestler that's keeping this takedown from happening as they go out of bounds. Zero, 1:25 to go. Both wrestlers circling, looking for an opening. Shinsky takes a shot to the outside of the single leg. Still with the whizzer by Woodbridge, but Shinsky doing a good job of fighting that whizzer over. And he manages to fight through it and get the 2-point takedown to Shinsky, and then quickly switches off to a half and wrist. And he tries to run that half and wrist. He's out of bounds. He's getting. So he gets 2 points near fall, and they're out of bounds. So 4-0 in favor of Colonia in this match. Shinsky will come on top. So he gets a 2-on-1 and rolls it through. And now he's got the wrist and a half again on this on the right side. And Woodbridge doing a good job of fighting off of that, chopping down on that side and turning away. And then Shinsky's got to get back behind and reset. And then he throws that half again. Now he gets to the other side and throws it. And Woodbridge is doing a great job of fighting out of this half. It's a real tough run here. And now Shinsky's got him. 7 seconds here. And with 5 seconds left in the first period, Shinsky manages to get the fall. So the final score is 50-30. Woodbridge wins today. Thank you for joining us here at Woodbridge High School, where the Woodbridge High School Barons have beaten the Colonia Patriots 50-30. Thank you for joining us.